24 hours before stage 6 of the Giro D'Italia on the mainland, the fifth stage had been on Sicily. Mark Cavendish, Caleb Ewan and Arnaud Demare. The sprinters dropped on the climb in the middle of the stage. Demare and his team managed to get back on, and it would be Miles Scottson of his train that took the final corner. Ramon Singledam who led him out, and the Frenchman winning a stage of the Giro D'Italia for the sixth time in his career. On stage 6 he'd be looking to double up. The race reaching Calabria, the mainland, and the journey north beginning from Palmi. An early climb, an intermediate sprint, and then a very long, straight road up the coast would take the riders to Scalea for the first time in 22 long years. Jan Svorada of Czech Republic was the winner last time we were here, who would succeed him after 192 kilometres. A sunny start in the neutral zone, a very relaxed looking peloton, and that's how it would stay once the flag was waved. No attacks in the first 20 Ks, that until Diego Rosa was up the road. Italian rider from the northwest of the country racing for Eolo Cometa went on the attack. Nobody would follow him, and he'd soon have 4 minutes of a gap. The peloton were very relaxed behind, not worried about just one man up the front. Rosa would take 3 mountains classification points for his troubles. Looking for intermediate sprint points would be Dronoper Androni Giocattoli. On a rare occasion not wanting to be in the break, but Filippo Tagliani would take the points. Behind, Arnaud Demare and Biniam Girmay fighting it out for the rest of the Maglia Ciclamino points. Girmay would get the better of the Frenchman just about, with Michael Murko finishing in third. One point back for Girmay. All 3 riders from Dronoper back in the peloton. So a 4-minute gap for Diego Rosa, and a very calm day in prospect. Active recovery for the riders, and a chance to look at the peloton of the Giro d'Italia for the first time in a while for the citizens of Calabria. Groupama, as well as Quickstep and Lotto, were the teams to work, but work in inverted commas really, because it wasn't a difficult job to bring back Diego Rosa. At points, almost more difficult to leave him hanging out there in front. There was a risk of catching him too early, but he was allowed to stay out for the second intermediate sprint too, the one that brought the bonus seconds. 3 went to him. 2 would go to Tagliani, who was looking for more intermediate sprint points. And a big effort for Leonard Kemner, starting the day in second place at 39 seconds from the Maglia Rosa. He'd now be at 38. Rosa's adventure would certainly come to an end with 28 kilometres to go. A wave to the camera, hello to the rest of the bunch. 172 riders would be back together. A couple of twists and turns with just over 20 kilometres to go, kick-starting the moves to the front. They become more aggressive inside the final 5 kilometres. Everybody jostling for position into a slight headwind finish. A couple of roundabouts had start choices made. And inside the final kilometre, fresh legs and absolute chaos. It was messy left and right. There were riders cutting each other up, and it'd be a sprint to the line that had hearts in mouths. Von Leerberger was taken out, thankfully staying on his bike, and the same fate was suffered by Fernando Gaviria. That visible in this shot here on the left-hand side. On the other side of the road, Michael Murko launching Mark Cavendish. Maybe having to go a little too early because of the fact that Von Leerberger had been taken out behind. Ewan came off his wheel, and then came Demare. Demare, Ewan, Cavendish all together at the line. The photo finish was between Arnaud Demare and Caleb Ewan, and Arnaud Demare would take the win for a second successive day. Lots of questions to be asked after the messy sprint. Demare finally finding his way out, getting the wheel of Ewan, and hitting the front just when it mattered. The Frenchman winning on the bike throw, and on a roll with 2 from 2. He'd extend his lead in the Maglia Ciclamino points competition and become the Frenchman with the most stage wins at the Giro d'Italia in history. Winning it on the bike throw, Demare, Ewan, Cavendish, Girmay and Nizzolo, with Bauhaus, Vendrame, Consonni, Albanese and Turns in the top 10. Another day on the podium for Arnaud Demare. Again, getting used to this, rather like he did at this race 2 years ago. In terms of the general classification, no change in positions in the top 10. Just a second back for Leonard Kemner, who's now 38 seconds from the leader, Juan Pedro Lopez Perez. Juanpe Lopez, the man in pink. That was stage 6. Stage 7 is a different matter. One of the hardest stages of the entire Giro d'Italia. They call it medium mountain. Lots of climbs in succession, hardly a metre of flat, and twisty, sinuous roads. Racing to Potenza. A lot of climbing. Only 2 pure mountain stages have more climbing than this. Supposedly a medium mountain day. It'll be a big day to watch, a nervous day for the bunch. General classification guys have to be on top. Join us for the coverage live on GCN Plus, Discovery Plus, and on Eurosport.